The Giants. You know, the Buccaneers haven't played at home since October 24th. It's a long time. This will be their first home game. It's Monday night. It's prime time. Tom Brady after his bedtime, but he's an 11-point favorite. What's that?
They did have a bye. I mean,
what? You don't.
I know, but I mean, you play a couple road games and you have a bye. That's October 24th.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty long time for no home game. And Bucs fans are probably thirsty for some Tom Brady in their lives. I'm not saying
they weren't thirsty for what
they were. It's been a while,
especially coming off a couple losses.
They weren't thirsty for what they saw last week.
No, they're not. No. Maybe Tom Brady's been too busy doing a 10-part documentary series for ESPN Plus. The Man in the Arena.
He got jumpy. He got jumpy last week. It was early in the game. He started. You can always tell when Tom Brady's going to go bad when he starts getting jumpy and pouting and going to the sidelines with the baby faces and everything else. You knew it was. I'm telling you, go back and watch the game, and he's got the jumpy, pouty face going, and he gets so mad. It's just like you've seen it over the years.
It's like with Rodgers when Rodgers just like F it and just starts like chunking stuff deep, and is like, you know what? If these don't hit, I'm out. I'm done for the day.
Right? You can see it. You can see it. And last week he got a little pouty, and they didn't play very well. I think they'll win the game here, but this number is way too bloated for my liking. I haven't seen enough from the Bucs, particularly on defense. I mean, they're not good on defense right now. And so I think that the Giants coming off their bye will hang around in this game and keep it within this number. Maybe the Bucs win by a touchdown, but you're going to give me 11. I'm going to make the Giants the best bet.
I think the Giants have too many issues to fix during the bye. And like I said, the bye teams haven't been playing well coming off the bye. If teams are largely coming back from the bye rusty and not playing well, do you really trust the Giants coaching staff to avoid that and be on top of their games? I don't know that that's the coaching staff. I think will do that. I think it's a nice bounce back spot for Tampa after back-to-back losses. And the Giants' D struggles when not facing Darnold. They've been carved up by a lot of quarterbacks that aren't Sam Darnold. And Tom Brady's about as not Sam Darnold as you can get. So I think that if I'm going to play this, it's the Buccaneers. I think it might come down a little bit. So, hopefully you can get a 10.5, 10 because I think it might've been 11.5 and it started to creep down because people are valuing the Giants off bye. And people want to play against Tom Brady because it's past his bedtime or whatever in these late games. They just come off of 2 straight losses. Neither of those were in prime time. So it's not like it's indicative of, well, if he's playing in prime time, he's probably going to lose. And if he's not, he's probably going to win because we saw the last 2 weeks, it hasn't mattered. So I think they come out of those 2 losses mad and looking to get back on track. And this could be like that Giants-Rams game where things just fell apart for the Giants after they went bad in the first half and Rams could name their score after that.
Yeah, that's kind of my fear. I mean, I looked at this game and immediately it was like 11. Are you serious? Like, shouldn't this be 9.5? Like, draw some money in on the Bucs. I think that they want all the money on the Giants in a primetime spot. And it is like, again, the last time they played at home, the Bucs did 38-3 against the Bears. I mean, they mauled them. And Tom Brady coming off back-to-back losses is not going to be a happy camper. If he can, like RJ said, he can name his score against the Giants secondary if he chooses. Because it's a primetime game, I'm gonna take the Giants plus 11, but not as the best bet. I had kind of a hard time doing it. I think it's pretty important to see the injury report too, because if it's just Mike Evans and like Cameron Brate, then I don't feel quite as confident about Tom Brady opening it up and letting that offense loose. Now, if Chris Godwin and Antonio Brown are back, Rob Gronkowski, that's a different story. So, want to see the injury report. Lean towards the Giants. Don't feel good about it. Petrified of Tom Brady. A pissed off Tom Brady.